Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view
of everything that's Keda's Brew.
From health, beauty, food, and crypto, these are the things you'll get to know. So come find the brew
that's right for you. Then you'll know what to do. Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view of everything that's Keda's Brew. Keda's Brew will change your perspective, give you food for thought in the right direction, show you things to move the scale and help you out with every detail.
Change your perspective, give you food for thought in the right direction,
show you things to move the scale and help you out with every detail.
Come on, get to know your girl.
Come on, get to
yeah.
Come on, get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view. It's everything that's Keda's Brew.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your girl Keda coming in on this Keda's Brew TV Thursday. It is really the first full week of the year, and today we are going to talk about all things music. Music is a huge part of my life. I feel like music is the physical expression of emotion. And I have always been an avid music lover as well as performer from very young. For me, we always had a very musical environment in the home. Always had something playing on the, we used to have vinyls, so we would have, the 12-inch, vinyls, and we would always have the radio on. My mom, at one point was singing, with a little group when she was young, and kind of always really nurtured music in the home. And so for me, it was just natural. I just always gravitated towards music. Anything that I could hear on the radio, I would pretty much try to sing it and imitate it. For me, that's the beauty of it. I've always had a very good ear. I could always hear music very well, hear harmonies, things of that nature. And I really didn't get into singing in school until I think I was in high school. So just to kind of show you, this was your girl. Not too much has changed from that little girl to who you see in front of you right now. Just a whole lot older, but that same joy and twinkle and all of those things are still very evident in myself. And the beauty of that is I carry that into the music as well. Throughout school, I was very, very involved in choir. When I did finally get into choir when I was in my sophomore year in high school, got involved in the choir, a couple of 2-3 of them, and really enjoyed that. And then my choir director took a real interest in me, just because I was very voracious in the way that I would learn music. And we had competitions, and of course, teachers are always trying to find the one that's going to make the school look good and those types of things. So I took very well to it, even though my Achilles heel was that I don't read music at all. I like legit don't read it. try to the whole nine. I can hear anything, but to actually like read music, nah, not so much. Um, but what was interesting is that I still competed. I competed in solo competition. I competed in all state, all of those things, even without being able to read music. So them saying that you totally have to read music is not true. What it does is it definitely helps you throughout. But for myself, that was not something that I could do, going through school. So because of that, you know, it kind of hindered me a little bit, just a little bit during school. Um, my choir director really wanted me to pursue classical music. She felt like she wanted me to be the next Leontine Price, um, and you know, I was all for it. I was all for, okay, well, how can I get that together? And that led to, once I did end up graduating from high school, I made the decision that I was going to go ahead and move to New York, back to New York, because I'm originally from New York, but I was going to move back to New York and try to pursue a music career, with dreams of possibly going to a place like Juilliard or a place like the Manhattan School of Music. Um, but remember, I said I don't read music. So what I did do is I did do research. Okay, what do I need to do in order to be able to apply, audition, all of those different things. And as I was going through and realizing, okay, one, you have to be able to read music. Two, you have to be able to play the piano, which I don't play. You have to also, they also require that you speak other languages aside from English, which is fine too. Um, and in some instances, I'm pretty good at picking up, like different languages in certain instances. But in this was different. In order for you to really be able to emote the music that you are performing, you might want to understand what you are singing. So it makes total sense. And in the back, just thinking about it, it makes complete sense, to be able to speak the languages that you are singing, because it allows you to understand what you're singing better in order to be able to emote it. So I had some very tough conversations with myself, and really wanted to get an idea of whether or not I really wanted to immerse myself in classical music. And because you have to make that your life, like legitimately. If you are getting into classical music, you really have to buy in, as well as devote yourself to pursuing the best presentation of the music that you're presented with to perform. So for me, I had that tough conversation. Okay, is this something that you feel like you want to immerse yourself in, and this is your life, this is what you know, and you don't do anything different? And I said to myself, I really like secular music more than I do classical music. And from that vantage point, I kind of immersed myself in um, the other side, the secular side. Started going to open mics and performing there, and getting to know some of the most amazing vocalists across the board. Across the board, doing, I mean, just seriously, a lot of times, a lot of the people that you hear online, or that are making hits that you're singing along to, some of them are amazing singers. The operative word is song. Hmm. Auto tune is a beast. Hmm. And it's interesting when you see the level of artistry in some of these open mics. And these are people that they've made their lives being a musician, a working musician, someone who is performing on a daily basis. And if I was going to do anything, it was going to be that. I truthfully did not want to get involved in just the music industry itself, getting a signed deal, all of those things. At one point, I did work for a record label, and I kind of saw some of, the rigors that performers were going through who had deals. And it looks very glamorous. It looks very glamorous. And there are some aspects of it that are glamorous. At the same time, there's also the other side of it, the other side where your time is not your own, the other side of it where you are beholden to the record label who has signed your contract, and that you have signed away certain aspects of your music and your time, and you are now obligated to a certain amount of music that you then have to create and perform and pay back production costs for. And these are things that they don't really explain. I think TLC was probably one of the first groups that came out and discussed the way that the actual financial backing works in the music industry. And I was paying attention, definitely paying attention. But I also never really wanted to lose any of the abilities that God gave me. I do feel like when He gives you a gift, you have to utilize it. And if you don't utilize it, then you lose it. So welcome, Mr. Zam. And thank you for the cool, thank you. This t-shirt came from the XRP community event in New York. That was about 2.5 months ago, and it was amazing. Because of the experiences, I decided to kind of move back from thinking about record deals, things of that nature. Met some friends. Hello, Miss Queen of the Now. Welcome in. Welcome in. I did end up meeting some folks, meeting many people actually. Did some, background vocals, all of those things, auditioned for, some really cool people. And I had met a friend, and he had a gospel group, and he was in between trips to Japan. He was performing in Japan and spending probably about 3 to 4 months at a time in Japan. And he asked me to come and sing on his gospel album. And so I was like, all right, cool. I can do that. No problem. And once we went in and did that recording, then I was like, hey, what's this thing about Japan? Like, what's up with that? And he was like, yeah, I'm out in Japan normally about 3 to 4 months at a time. And I'm working out there. And he was like, oh, well, we get a plane ticket. They'll send you a plane ticket. You come out, they'll put you up. You have your own apartment, and you're going to do some wedding singing. And I was like, that sounds like fun. Sounds like a great thing. And I had never been out of the country before. And I was like, I need to get my passport like ASAP. So I did. And I did get hired on to do some wedding singing out in Japan. I was in Mito. I was out there for about 7-8 months, and really enjoyed myself. Got a chance to really learn about the Japanese culture and how they rock it out, and the little girl in me was over the moon about this experience. And I learned so much about many different things. I learned, we as Americans tend to be very self-centered and narcissistic in some instances. Even myself, I had to check myself. I got off the plane in Tokyo and went to get my bag, and I knew I had to. I knew I was going to end up, having quite a long journey to Mito if I didn't take the Shinkansen. And I get outside of the actual. I get outside of the airport, and I'm looking around. I'm like, "Hey, where are the signs in English? Fool, you are in Japan. You are what? Really? Seriously, sis? Get it together." And I did very quickly. And I got a chance to see some of the most amazing examples of family there. You would see 3 and 4 generations of family together going out to get ice cream. And it was beautiful and it was wonderful. And, the Japanese are very, very intentional in their treatment of the people that come to visit them, especially if you're putting effort to understand their culture and to speak to them in their own language and to learn more. It was a beautiful time. And my first foray into being overseas. So, and I look forward to many, many more experiences like that. And so I came back to the States and I was in New York for a few more years. I left New York when I was 33, somewhere around there. And when I moved back to Texas, I did, I've done many, many different types of work in my life. And this was one time that I actually did start working for a police department and in the Fort Worth area. And I was a 911 dispatcher for them. So I would take those, 911 calls and make sure that everyone was safe and that people were supported in that instance. But while working there, I did meet one of the police officers, and he played the bass. And in this particular area where I worked, it was the same area that I grew up in, but it was a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood. Just the fact that I worked at the police department was a big deal, just because they just never ever had that, And this particular police officer was the only other African American person that worked there. So he said, "Hey, I think you might be great for a band that I have, that I know. I know the creator and owner of this band, and I think you would be a great addition to this band." And I was like, okay. And he introduced me to, a gentleman that, is from the area. Hello, Miss Optimistic Prime. Welcome in, welcome in. And that weekend, he basically had a conversation with me, and it was like, "Hey, we've got a gig this weekend. It's in Oklahoma, but we would love for you to come." I'm like, "Well, shut the front door." Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's go. So that was the beginning of that. I was with a group called Blueprint, and it was a funk band, and I was one of the female singers in the group, and was with them for about 4 years. And in one of the iterations of the band, we had a horn section, and there was a gentleman that came to play for us, and he played trumpet, and he also played rhythm guitar. And he was cool. He was a cool guy. But he only played with us a couple of times, and we were really really cool. We were really, he was just a good dude, and so I had stopped singing with the band, and one day I get a phone call from that guy, and he's like, "Hey, I don't have a female singer, and I wondered if you'll come and audition for the band." And I was like, "Say less." Of course, yeah, absolutely. So I went out, and he had a home in Flower Mound here, which is not far from Fort Worth, but went up there and came in, and he asked me about certain songs that I had ever heard of or could do, and things of that nature, and sang a few songs. He's like, "Oh, okay, all right." So I became part of that group. Now the first name of the group, I have to laugh about that. The first name of the group was Baby and the Geezers. Do not judge me about the name of this group. But this was the first iteration of the band. Okay. Um, yep, that was it. Andy, Scott, Patrick, and myself, guitar player, keyboard and singer, and then also a bass player. We would hire out a drummer 9 times out of 10, and you're going to see a whole bunch of different sides of me. This is wow, circa, ooh, goodness, that was probably about 2017, 18, somewhere around there. And so that was that. And you know yeah, I was out there. I was doing the thing, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great time always. Absolute gentlemen that I would work with, and Baby and the Geezers. That name didn't last that long, because I was like, look, listen, okay, I get it. I get what you're doing with the Baby and the Geezers. First of all, I'm not a baby anymore. anymore. I'm not a baby anymore. And two, I think we need to do something a little bit different with that name, or with the name. And so we went through some real, different things, kicked around a couple of things. And what I will say is that I felt like, because of the fact that we did so many different genres of music and kind of spanned the time frame, because we did everything from standards to Motown to classic rock, and then to what was current. So for me, I felt like it was timeless. And so I said, I think we need to call ourselves timeless, just because we do so many different things. We're a mixed bag. And therein came Timeless, timelessband.net. And what's beautiful about it, as you see here, it's a group. We basically we're able to interchange many different types of people into the group. And the good part about it is the young lady over here, the other young lady in there, aside from myself, she's also one of my very dear best friend. I can't even call her a friend. That's my sister for real. So I got to sing with my sister and play out and enjoy ourselves and all the things. But as you can see here, I'm a lot slimmer, because this was during my weight loss journey. This was at one of our gigs that we did. We were at a vineyard that we were playing at, and this was during that journey, because this is when I was like, look, it's going down. I got to be healthy, and I need to be able to run around this stage and cut the fool and all the things. So this was during that time, and I was really super excited about the progress that I had made. So I was like, "Hey, let's go, let's get it," And it was a great time, for sure. And for myself, music is always one of those things that makes me feel that much better. If I am singing, I'm good. Trust me. If you hear me singing somewhere, then I am in a very, very good space. And I think that music is so integral, regardless of whether you're grieving or you're happy, sad, need something that you're able to, just get lost in. Music is that for me. I've also, when I was younger, I used to write a lot, regardless of whether it was writing prose or writing lyrics for songs and things of that nature. I've always done that ever since I was very young. When I first moved to New York, I had a lot on my brain, so I used to write quite a bit. And then, as with most things, you sit down for a while, then you very well might lose it. And it's funny, not too long ago, I had I was doing traveling, taking, cruises. Some of the cruises I wasn't by myself, but there were a few that I was. And doing that was important because what it did allow for me to do is to just sit and to be able to be pensive and to allow for creative processes to just be present in it. And then also to start to get back into that creative aspect of being able to write and do those types of things. So, those that has come up. And now, because I did go ahead and retire from my last, real like quote unquote career, um, now I do have the time to be able to devote to that, to be able to be the creative that I am, to be able to put things together, whether I'm writing lyrics for something, collaborating on something. I'm able to do that now. I'm really excited about that. Really, really excited. I am not trying to be somebody out here like some J Lo, B Ray, B Ronce, or yes, I said that on purpose like that. I'm not trying to be like that. Um, but what I am wanting to do is to give credence and to give attention and be intentional about those things that I have had such great passion for, and to really be able to just express myself however that is, good, bad, or indifferent, you know. So that's kind of what has been happening with me. And I'm watching this chat right now, and I am super excited as well. I think karaoke is going to be a beast in Fort Lauderdale. That right there is going to be a whole nother situation, and I'm excited to see what comes of it. um Music is like breathing to me across the board. Sometimes the lyrics hit home a lot harder um than other times, and it's good to kind of tap into that. What kind of things do you all like about the music? Because I see y'all in this chat. um And hey, Miss Melissa, I see you. I see y'all. And yes, it has. I don't know if y'all got a chance to see the old school. Um, this your girl. Not much has really changed about me, as if you couldn't tell. And yes, that is the true old school. This was the type of pictures that they used to take of us when we were living in when I was living in New York and I was a little girl. And not too much has changed from this picture of me when I think I was probably four, 4 or 5 in that picture, and you can still see that little twinkle, that little twinkle in my eyes at that time, um, and I'm still that girl. I'm still that little girl for sure. And I'm excited for what's coming. I'm excited for what we're going to be able to build, and I'm excited for everything that's been going on lately. You have no idea how freeing it is to say that my time is my time, and I get to do what I want to do with my time. A lot of what I've been doing lately is just really I've been doing this, especially last year when I turned 50. I really wanted to make sure that I was really making sure that my health is the biggest priority in my life. So I made some changes last year, and what was sad for me was that I wasn't able to really get back into working out and being as active as I normally am and like to be. And so this year has marked the resurgence of the health and mobility and strength, because I think that as you have that side of you that's the creative, all of that, you still need the side of you that's also healthy physically. you know we have to be here, and if we have to be here, then we should be healthy in that process. So that's really the goal this year. So my motto for 2026 is no excuses. No excuses for myself or from anybody else. I'm not accepting excuses from anybody. I'm not doing it. Sorry. um I'll call you out. I'll call you out with an excuse. If somebody says they want to do something, and then I'm like, okay, well, try that. Well, I can't do it because that's an excuse. Just saying. You know, there's always a way. Always a way. And 24-hour fitness and myself have gotten reacquainted, and we're homies and pals. I didn't say I was walking all that well afterward. Because those squats and lunges, that's all I'm going to say. So I do have to give a shout out to IMU TV. I have to give a shout out to Niall Cottrell and Fitzy and Rob Nichols for what they have created, and for what we are able to do. I have to give a shout out to Optimistic Prime, Miss World Be Free, and Lady K, co-hosts for Digital Ladies Unscripted. Um, I love how things manifest themselves the way that they're supposed to. I know that we had one thought as to how the show would go and what we would be doing with the show in the process. And what I'm thankful for is the fact that it has morphed, and it has gotten to a very, very different, thought process, because there's nothing like really being able to enjoy that type of time and feel like you've done something really, really cool, given some really good information, taught some people some really great things. And I think that we do that well. And I think that we're also learning along that lines as well. Optimistic says my gym opens at 6 a.m., so I can't even try to go in the morning, and I have every night basically booked. Oh, I at least took my kids to the swimming lessons this week and got in the pool. Hey, listen, every little bit helps, okay? And even when I wasn't able to get to the actual when I even though I wasn't able to get to the gym as often, I was trying to be as active as I could. And so now I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. Welcome in, Steak and Bake Bully, and to the 17 people that are hanging out with me this evening. I'm thankful for that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Um, we are we are streaming in multiple places, and they include IMU TV here on YouTube, and then also on the X app. So definitely check us out, Digital Ladies Unscripted, as well as Tiptoe. Tiptoe was on last night, and she did have Alan Staple on, who is actually the creator of this meetup in Fort Lauderdale. So if you have not gotten a chance to really get involved with that, definitely check out. If anyone can put in the chat the email that they should actually send their information to if they would like to be able to get tickets to the actual event. Um, the tickets are $400. It'll be on the 30th and the 31st of this month, and it's going to um, be a networking event on the 30th, and that will be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it'll be in a really, really cool, swanky airport hangar. So it'll be great. And we'll be having so many of the influencers as well as, you know, amazing people that will be there and that you can meet and speak with. And then from there on the Saturday, which is the 31st, there will be a barbecue, and that will be amazing as well. So we're super excited that this is coming up. It is happening very, very, very soon. And because of that, we're super excited about it. If you are looking, if you are doing something like that, then you need to then you definitely need to go ahead and come up that way. If you need more information, let us know, and we can go from there. Hello, FML. I'm so glad to have you. You are such a shining light here. Are you okay? So Florida Man Landscaping says he's going to bring like 100 shirts to Fort Lauderdale, hand out Sharpies for y'all for autographs, and also air seal them in a safe. I love that. I think that's such a great idea. And my son is deciding that he wants to come in like he does every single week. And so if you want to come over here and be seen, because I know that's really what you want, come and have a seat, son. I know that's really what this is. You want to come and say hi. So my son decided he wanted to visit. He can't hear my voice and hear me on the show without him wanting to come and say hi to everybody. Are you going to say hi? Oh, you don't. Yeah, now you want to be quiet. Got it.
Hi.
Right. So, yes, family is everything, and this is one half of my heartbeat right here, Mr. Junior, and he's growing up to be such a sweet young man. And for me, they're the reason why I am still feeling like I'm 17. Seriously, like regardless of how old I am, I still feel like I'm 17. They keep me super young. So that's the beautiful thing, right, kid? Yeah, that's what I thought. So other than that, I want to know, does anyone have any questions for me? And I want to know, Yeah. Oh, yes. I see what you're saying here, Mr. FML. He did say, "Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. My kids are amazing gifts. They are both of them. Um, I'm one of those people that I was like, look, I want whatever God gonna give me, whatever that is, however that is. I don't care because either way it goes, they're all gifts. So for me, and this one came, um, you know, I was 40 when I had him. So, needless to say, he was yeah, you need him and he needs you. So, and I always say, the kids, they choose their parents. So he chose me. I'll take it for sure. Now, so let me find out my son has now a new nickname. Thank you, Steak and Bake Bully, for this because you are now Lil Brew. You are so Steak and Bake has a daughter, and you and his daughter are pretty much the same age. And his daughter, we call her Lil Team Green because he has a business called Team Green Carpet Cleaning. So she's Lil Team Green. So now you're Lil Brew because it's Keita's Brew, right? There we go. I'm not mad at that. Um, yeah, yeah, I agree with that, Ati. And that was one of the main reasons why I really wasn't putting them out there like that. Um, just because, but at the same time, I don't move in such a way that someone would be trying to hurt me and my children. I feel like, and I feel like it's important um, that you don't live scared. I think people would have us scared all the time, and I refuse. I refuse to live like that. I refuse to be like that. And so because of that, thank you for the hug, son. So sweet. So, oh, you do, Opti. Wow. Okay, so how are you too old, Opti? I want to know. How are you too old? I don't think so at all. Is it time for bed? Oh, okay, because that was a big old yawn. You showed everybody your tonsils today. So yeah, I know. I like it. I love that, Opti. I do. I love that. I like Lil Brew. I do. I think he does. You like Lil Brew? Okay, I'll take it. Let me find out. You gonna be working with me? Am I gonna put you to work? All right. Well, you say that now. Don't get upset when I start calling on you and asking you to do things. Don't do it. So this is what it's all about. Having family in the audience, and then also having family right next to you, and this is a beautiful thing. I am so stinking excited to hang out with my magical internet friend, chosen family. So, um, Opti, you're not too old. I saw somebody most recently at 52 having a baby. I'm just saying, the body is an amazing instrument. It is, and it amazes me at every turn. I'm constantly being amazed by the body. You know, if you want another one, just manifest it. Talk about it. Let God know that's what you want, and then watch Him work. You know. Um, the funny thing is my daughter asked me for a brother. That's how this worked itself out. My daughter said, "I want a brother," and then when I told her that I was pregnant, she was like, "I didn't really mean it." I was like, "Yes, you did, obviously." Oh, okay. Opti said we thought we would have a house by our fourth. We sort of tried in the summer, but I'm also really enjoying hanging with my magical internet friends. I love that. I think that's awesome. I do. I think that's awesome. I did know from the very beginning I probably wouldn't have a whole lot of kids, um, but I did feel like I would have at least one or two. I just knew I wasn't going to be a young mom. I knew I wasn't going to be in my 20s or anything like that. I just knew that. I'm not going to lie. I am thankful. I am very thankful for those decisions because I was quite intentional. And I think that um, what I wanted to do was I wanted to get the selfish things out of the way. I wanted to do my traveling. I wanted to, you know, if I wanted to go out and party, I party. You know what I mean? I was never a real like I'm partying hard and doing crazy things like that. But if I wanted to go out dancing, I would do that. Or if I, wanted to travel, it's very easy when you're single with no dependents, you know. So when that, trip to Japan came up, I was like, hey, let's do it. Let's go. What was holding me back? Nothing. So, from that vantage point, I got all of that out of the way. I was able to travel, I was able to do what I wanted to do, pursue different things, and so when it came time for children to come into play, I was ready. I was definitely ready and excited and happy and jovial and all of those things. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was over the moon. Never sick. I never had any issues. People didn't even know I was pregnant, to be honest with you. I just carried small. So people didn't even hardly know I was pregnant, you know. Um, so I do get it, and am thankful. I see you. You said the twins are barely one, and Shauna took them for 6 weeks back to introduce them to her friends and the school she taught in Costa Rica. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I bet that was amazing. That was an amazing time. So, what now? What did you do by yourself? What did you do by yourself, Florida man landscaping? Huh. Very interesting. Yep. Oh, Steak, I can't believe you're a grandpa. I love that though. I love that you are a grandpa. I think that's awesome. You and Mr. Zam, both gramps. Both of y'all are gramps. I think it's gonna be a minute and some change before I become anybody's grandma. And that's okay. I don't need it right now. Mm-mm, mm-mm. That'd be just a whole nother thing for me to be up in here obsessed about. So we shall see. And I'm super excited about this time. And so I see what you said here. You said Shauna traveled with twins by herself, 1 year old twins from Oregon to Costa Rica. I thought she was insane. She wasn't insane. Mm-mm. She wanted to show off her babies. We will figure out. We will figure it out. Trust me. Yep. Uh oh. So you don't like grandpa? You like gramps as opposed to grandpa? Steak? Is that what we're hearing? Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about being called grandma. I don't know. My son just laughed at me. um, I don't know. I might be Gma or Glamma or something. So
Or
Yeah.
Granny.
Or no, what? Granny? Pop Pop is super cute. Yeah. 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 Pop Pop is cute. And there's a lot of kids that like to say Pop Pop, you know. And don't forget, we will have an After Dark space on X at 10:10 p.m. Please definitely, if you are available and free, come hang out. We'll talk, we'll chit chat. I'm of a mind that I am definitely not I'm going to bed early girl anymore. We will take it. And you know what? Let me tell you, Jay, I am so happy for you that nothing does stop her. Jay says that nothing stops her.
I want to go
Um,
watch my show, Mom.
Go ahead, son. I
Okay.
appreciate you. Now they're 6 years old, a 3-year old, and with Down syndrome, okay, and a 1-year old, and she still travels all over the world with them by herself. Nothing stops the adventurer in my wife. I love that. Um, I have a younger brother that has Down syndrome, so I'm very, very, very well versed in that. And in my last position, I worked with people that had special needs and mental health issues. So I definitely love that, and I bet you that little one is all love. That's one thing about people that have Down syndrome. They are all love. All that's what they want to do is love on you. So I think that is a beautiful thing. Um, yep, yep. So, love you, steak. Hug mom for me. Hug her neck for me, please. Kiss her on the cheek. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yep, got to make sure mom's is straight for sure. And we got about another 8 minutes left, and I am super thankful for everybody that's come to hang out with me tonight. This has been the musical journey of your girl Keda, and it's not over. It's not okay. I'm one of these people. I can do anything, anything, and I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not putting caveats on it. I'm gonna do anything. I dare somebody to tell me different. That's just me. So I'm excited about meeting Shauna. I'm definitely excited for all of my magical internet friends that'll come and hang out with us. Miss Tangi, I can't wait to see you again and hang out with you. Opti, I can't wait to hug your neck. Melissa, you already know. Jay, I'm excited to meet you because I can only imagine how you are in person as opposed to how you are online. And when I hear you speak and just how, like energetic and how, magnetizing you are. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the karaoke. I can only imagine the shenanigans that are going to come up when we start doing karaoke because we are already working on getting like a karaoke machine that we can use. I know Kristen was talking about getting one if she doesn't already have one. And I know Fitzy is going to be coming, and if Fitzy's coming, I'm hoping that he's going to bring his recording stuff. We have some things we need to take care of, and that's what I'll say. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. I can't wait to meet you, Jay and Shauna and the babies. And you're gonna have all the kids, so it'll be awesome. That barbecue is gonna be a lot of fun. Because from what I am hearing is that there's going to be food trucks, so you'll get a chance to have like choices. It's not just going to be barbecue, but it'll be it'll be the cookout. How's that? This is going to be the cookout. So we're all invited to the cookout. Come through. It'll be beautiful. I'm excited. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And, I'm excited for this year. This year is already shaping up to be amazing, and for all of you that are receiving downloads of things that you need to be doing, please listen to them. If you're getting downloads like that, listen to them. They're important, you know. Um, and yes, the karaoke machine. Yes, I know that Kristen said she has one, but I want to get something that I'm able to put into my suitcase so that it's not something that I'm going to try and put into like a overhead bin bag, or like something. Like, I don't want to do all of that. So I'm going to try to find something that we can use that is small, compact. And I think that Kristen said she's got microphones on hers. It's like a little smaller one, but we'll see what we can find. And hopefully it's something that you can Bluetooth things into, which will be a lot of fun. you know. So I'm super excited. You guys have hung out with me. I've been talking for like the last like 54 minutes. So I'm thankful that you all are here, came to hang out with me, learn more about my music journey. That is not over. It's not over. Mm-mm. There's more. There's always more. And I'm excited about that. We also are going to be trying to find some really cool things to do. I don't know. Are you all going to this golfing thing on Thursday? I don't know if you all are or not. We're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to go to the actual golf course, because I know Tangi was talking about the other things that they have going on while there. Now, I will tell you, I'm not a golfer. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna act like I am, because I'm not. But I think that there's going to be some great things that we're going to be able to look into and get into. So you're still working on Thursday. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, you were saying that you were thinking that the house might have a karaoke machine, and it's possible. I think there's going to be a lot of great things in the home. I think we got a pool table. I think we got some foosball or something like that, and some other thing. I thought I saw something that looked like cornhole. I don't know. It looked like that to me. So we shall see. We shall see. Any questions from anyone? Anything that anybody has that they wanted to ask me about, or that I wasn't clear about, or that I didn't explain well enough? 2 weeks and Rob's release of his Wandering Footprint song is being released on January 17th. And that's Sterling's 8th birthday. That's awesome. I'm super excited for him. 8 is such a great, sweet age. It really is. I think that's a great time. Absolutely. I love it. For sure. And yes, bring the poker chips. They very well might have some poker chips at the house. We'll see. So yeah, I think that'll be great. It's one thing to play poker online, but it's a whole nother to play in person. And so I definitely want to thank everyone for coming to hang out with me. We are coming down to the last couple of minutes, and I am super excited to be able to hang out with my magical internet friends coming up in just a couple of weeks. I want you all to have the most amazing night. Come join us on the After Space at 10:10 p.m. over on the X app, and we'll have more conversation there. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view
of everything that's Keda's Brew.
from health, beauty, food, and crypto. These are the things you'll get to know. So come find the brew
That's right for you. Then you'll know what to do. Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view of everything that's Keda's Brew.
Keda's Brew will change your perspective,
Give you food for thought in the right direction. Show you things to move the scale and help you out with every detail.
change your perspective, give you food for thought in the right direction.
Show you things to move the scale and help
your girl.